Hey, did you guys watch the Super Bowl? Did you guys like it? No? Crazy how this was a competitive game for the majority of the game, and yet people say it was one of the worst Super Bowls. People apparently have a very short-term memory and don't remember a couple years ago when the Legion of Boom annihilated the Broncos. I'd argue that's a much worse game. Today we're here to talk about one of the worst Super Bowls. It was never competitive. One team was very clearly much better than the other team. If you're down 35 points in the fourth quarter, there is no way you're coming back. It's nearly impossible. The most points ever scored in the fourth quarter is 34, but even then they still allowed 14 points, and you can't allow any. From a very young age, when we are given a daunting task, we are told, don't give up, you can do it. Well, let's change that from daunting to impossible. If you're given an impossible task, would you give up? I don't know. I think a lot of people say they wouldn't, but I think majority in practice actually would. Today, we are here to talk about Don Beebe, the man who never gave up. So Don Beebe wasn't a crazy highly touted prospect, but he was a hard worker with good hands and he was very fast. He came out of Chadron State, a Division II school, and if you're wondering where the hell Chadron State is, it's here in Nebraska. And if you're wondering where the hell Nebraska is, it's here. Playing well in a Division II school is obviously hard to do, but one of the main reasons he got drafted was because he ran an unofficial 4.21 40-yard dash, which is very fast. Buffalo decided to take a risk on a slightly undersized receiver with blazing speed with the 82nd pick in the 1989 draft. So these are Don Beebe's career stats. He was never crazy efficient and never was a superstar by any means, but he was definitely serviceable. So there are two teams that have appeared in 4 Super Bowls and never won, and those are the Minnesota Vikings and the Buffalo Bills. But the Bills are even more sad as they went to 4 consecutive Super Bowls from 1990 to 94 and lost them all. Beebe was on those 4 Bills teams, but also on the 1996 Packers team that won the Super Bowl and on the 1997 team that lost in the Super Bowl, although he didn't play in the 97 Super Bowl. Beebe only played 9 years, but his team went to the Super Bowl 6 times. That's pretty absurd. But we're here to focus on one season in particular, the 1992-93 season. 554 yards is nothing special, but he did lead all starters on the Bills with 16.8 yards per reception, so he was a player they like to throw deep to. He also had the longest touchdown reception of the season. That was a 65-yard touchdown against the Colts. So entering week 16 of the season, the Bills were in first place in the AFC East with an 11-4 record, but were playing a tough opponent in the 9-6 Oilers. Not only did they get decimated in this game, they lost their starting quarterback, Jim Kelly, and their season seemed to be in shambles. Because of this loss, the Miami Dolphins won the division, but Buffalo did squeak into the playoffs as a wildcard team. They had to rely on Frank Reich to be their quarterback. He was fairly unknown, and also he is present-day Colts head coach. In the wildcard round, they played the Oilers again, and for 2 quarters it seemed history was repeating itself. No need to explain what happened. I'll show you.
You have interfered with our affairs for the last time.
I am literally in the air right now, rapping up a stewardess. First class, I am so new at this. Used to ride a metro, let us hit this retro. Like the infrareds on my feet, baby, let's go. Send out what they know me by, logic what they call me. Gotta catch a flight, but the fans wanna stall me. Life of a dawn, change just glowing. Always in the lab with the fresh kicks on. I'm at the MGM, rockin' MCM. Bobby Sacks on my arm, it's only 10 p.m. Got a rat pack with me going ham at the hotel. Name brand, everything, fuck fuck a wholesale, no. I am not materialistic, I was broke my whole life, and no, I don't miss it. Last 7 years of my life was in a lab, working every day, giving it everything I had. Now that a brother is finally recognized, I will not let the limelight hypnotize. Everybody be sure, I'ma always want more. Does anybody make real shit anymore? Yeah, check it out. Yeah, now the grind never stops like I'm running from the cops. It's hard to stay humble when you're force-fed props, but I don't give a damn. I am just a man, I am not more important than any one of my fans. First name Bobby, so I'm all about the hundreds. Work so hard, everybody think I'm blunted. Gunning hard with the mask and Glock, and I'ma stay with extra clips till the casket drops. Finna blow in the next 3 years, tops. Talking worldwide, not just hip-hop. Rappers nowadays so flip-flop. Talking about you wanna work, motherfucker, kick rocks. I am on a come up, headed to the top. Reppin' MD, and never will it stop. Me and the crew, V's up, visionary, what it do? Step to the mic, lyricism, and so we go hard. Only on campus when I wanna study abroad. Guess that's why they wonder if I go there. All the groupie bitches wanna put their fingers through my hair. Can't fade the thirst, chill out, whoa there.
That game is the greatest comeback in playoff history, as they overcame a 32-point deficit to win the game in overtime. They won the next 2 games pretty handily, beating the Steelers 24-3, and then beating the Dolphins 29-10. But then came a game that they would not win. Hell, they wouldn't even come close. Going into the fourth quarter, they were losing 31-17, but then Troy Aikman hit Alvin Harper for a 45-yard touchdown to make it 38-17. Then Frank Wright threw an interception that led to an Emmitt Smith 10-yard touchdown that made it 45-17. Then a Frank Wright fumble was picked up by Ken Norton for a touchdown to make it 52-17. And with that, they set a Super Bowl record 9 turnovers. Then comes the play that everyone knows Don Beebe for. Down 52-17, there is no reason that any one of these players should be playing all out. The game is already decided, but with 4 minutes and 56 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Don Beebe showed everyone that he would not give up.
4th down and 6, and Wright fumbles, picked up by Leon Lett. Can he go all the way? It's a 60-yard run. He's being chased by Beebe. What's out? Did he get across? No, they are not. That's going to be a touchback to Buffalo. And the call by hand
The play has been ruled as a fumble in the field of play. The fumble went forward through the end zone and out of the end zone, creating a touchback. Buffalo's ball, 1st and 10.
Leon Lett would have scored, but he slowed down to celebrate at the 5-yard line, and when he did, Don Beebe, hustling, stripped it away.
Beebe is the fastest Buffalo Bill.
Don Beebe said he didn't really think about that play. He was just upset that they were getting killed. That was until he got into the locker room and owner Ralph Wilson came over and said, "You showed me a lot today. You showed me exactly what the Buffalo Bills are all about." He also received thousands of letters from fans of both teams admiring him for not giving up. During Beebe's last 3 seasons, he was riddled with injuries, but his tank was not completely empty by any means. He showed all those who doubted him wrong on a Monday night game on October 14th, 1996. Here's what happened.
2nd and 8 from the 34. Barker can't get far. And Brett throws on the run, and it's Don Beebe who gets sprayed and makes the catch and is out of bounds at the 12. Chilly here, around 40 degrees. 2nd and 10. Don Beebe on the 21-yard line. Far to Beebe, who makes the catch close to a 1st down up at the 31-yard line. He's got to pick it up. 3rd and 4 from the 41. Blitz again, here they come. Barr steps away from it, throws, and it's on the 30-yard line. I don't think he's got Beebe. This will be the play is alive. Touchdown. That is a world-class throw by Brett Favre. World-class getaway. 29-yard line. Favre is made by Don Beebe. We'll leave that to your imagination as we start the fourth quarter, and Brett Favre on second down and 10 fires, caught by Beebe again. First down at the 49 to 33-yard line.
Being in a tight ball game because they don't have any experience in doing so. They're in one now. We'll see if it paid off.
Far throw that's caught up at the 40-yard line. 8-yard gain. Beebe again. 7:50 to play in the fourth quarter. Roll. Beebe again. That pretty matters.
Packers have a bye next week. Holmgren gets on his Harley and goes.
Taken at the goal line by Don Beebe. And the 49ers with terrific coverage, but somehow Beebe with the Houdini act takes it out to the 18-yard line. On the Cromwell special team. And 10 at the 25.
Something happened.
Third down and 7. He's going to drop straight back and find the open man. Beebe over the middle. First down at the 40-yard line.
I mean, this much of a factor. The ribbons on the goalpost barely moving.
53 yards to win the game. Hendrick puts it down. Yes. The kick long enough.
That was good for 60.
The Packers ended up winning the Super Bowl that year, but that was also Beebe's last year of significant play. He actually received the Unsung Hero Award at the 1996 NFL Players Association banquet. After the 1997 season, he was cut by the Packers, and that was the end of Don Beebe's career. Beebe was never a freak of nature by any means, but he showed America that through hard work and perseverance, anyone could succeed. Beebe is currently the head coach of the Division III school Aurora. Well, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Bye!